Do you know what federalism is?
Federalism?
Yes.
No, I do not.
Do you know what federalism is?
No.
No.
No?
No.
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 We'll just say no.
Is it no?
Say no.
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 Man, Grandpa, this place is amazing.
Man, no one knows anything about federalism anymore.
How long has it been since you've last been here?
I know, Harry. This place has changed so much since I've been here last.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Do you have a quick second to participate in a survey I've been doing?
Of course, I'd be delighted to.
Can you define what federalism is?
Hey, turn that radio up.
The worst deficit comes from a recession. And if we can take the proper action in the proper time, this can be the most important step we could take to prevent another recession. That is the right kind of a tax cut, both for your family budget and the national budget, resulting from a permanent basic reform and reduction in our rate structure, a creative tax cut, creating more jobs and income, and eventually more revenue. And the right time for that kind of bill, it now appears, in the absence of an economic crisis today, and if the job is to be done in a responsible way, is January 1963. Such a bill will be presented to the Congress for action next year.
26 years later.
My opponent won't rule out raising taxes, but I will, and the Congress will push me to raise taxes, and I'll say no, and they'll push, and I'll say no, and they'll push again, and I'll say to them, read my lips. No new taxes.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
Man, I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Yo, I was just on Twitter. Biden just dropped a $2.9 trillion stimulus plan, bro.
You've got to be kidding me. The power in this nation is completely flipped.
I'm sorry, sir. Was that your answer?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Federalism is a separation of state and national government. You see, back when I was a little kid, the powers was a little bit more level and it was a little bit more central to the state and smaller governments. So we had a little bit more power. You see, now the pyramid is completely changed. The pyramid of power in our nation is to where it gives the national government so much power and the state government very little power, and even local government even less power, to where we as the people don't have a lot of say in what happens. And I think it needs to go back to when I was a little child. I think it was way better when I was a kid.
Hi, I'm Isaac. Now I understand after watching that, you might be a little bit confused. We got guys yelling, screaming. We got some guy talking about a pyramid, some flashbacks that may or may not have made sense to you, but I'm here to try to make it come around full circle. Federalism is the separation of power between state governments and the federal government, otherwise known as the national government. We're trying to show in a skit that the grandpa throughout his life had, seen power with his state government, and slowly throughout his life, the federal government keeps taking an inch and an inch and an inch. But we all know what they say. You give an inch, they take a mile. And eventually, now he's in this weird state that we are in today, where the national government has extreme power over all of the states, and the state has very, very little power anymore. And the pyramids that he's trying to talk about, we drew up these pyramids for him to try to get an idea of it, where, in the beginning, the local government and the state government have a majority of the power, and the national government, while still on top and are over everything, have little power in proportion to the state. And then when he's talking about flipping the pyramid, he's talking about how now it looks more like this when the national government has most of the power. An easy way of explaining this would be, imagine you're going to the store to buy, let's just say, something like toilet paper, and you have multiple different stores. You have a couple stores near you, a couple of stores far away. You have options, you have choices. Compared to if you only have one store that you have to go to, you're kind of subject to what that one store wants you to do and how they want you to buy that toilet paper, compared to the other example where you have multiple different choices. This is a massive part of federalism. As federalism, one of the biggest components of federalism is that you can move with your feet. You can shop different governments, you can shop different states that you want to potentially move to. It gives you the power to move with your feet, compared to if it's all under one national ruling, you really don't have the option to move anywhere else. I hope this has brought a little bit more clarity to what we were trying to show. Thank you very much.